The first time I saw her, I thought she was human. That was before I noticed her eyes, silver, refracting light like liquid mercury. Before I realized her skin shimmered faintly under the sun, as if dusted with the softest layer of starlight. Before she called me her husband in front of 3 other girls who looked equally not from around here. I was standing outside the observatory that morning, coffee in one hand, a stack of star maps in the other. The autumn air carried the scent of pine and ozone. My name's Elias Trent, astrophysicist, researcher of extrasolar anomalies, and a man who, until that morning, believed the universe kept its mysteries very far away. She changed that. The arrival. The 4 of them appeared at dawn, on the edge of the meteor crater behind the observatory. We'd had seismic readings the night before, something entering the upper atmosphere. Too small to be a ship, too slow to be debris. I came early to inspect the crater, thinking maybe I'd find a fragment of something worth publishing. Instead, I found them. 4 women, barefoot, wrapped in silver garments that looked like woven light. They stood amid steaming soil and flickering energy like they belonged there. When I stepped closer, the one in front, the one who'd later call me her husband, looked up. Her expression softened with a familiarity I couldn't explain. "That's him," she whispered to the others. Then louder, confidently, "That's my husband." I froze. "Excuse me?" Her friends giggled in a way that didn't sound entirely human. One of them said, "He's confused, Lyra. They forget easily." Lyra. That was her name. She smiled at me then, gentle, knowing, and heartbreakingly sad. "Don't you remember me, Elias?" The sound of my name from her lips made something stir inside me, a faint echo of recognition, like hearing a melody you'd forgotten but once loved. "I think you've got the wrong person," I managed. "No," she said softly. "I found the right one. It just took me a few galaxies. 2. The observatory by noon, the Air Force had locked down the site. I convinced them to let me examine the crater under scientific supervision. The 4 women, if you could call them that, were gone. Vanished before the military arrived, except Lyra. I found her sitting on the telescope platform, legs dangling over the rail, studying the sky as if she were reading a letter written in constellations. "You shouldn't be here," I said. "They're going to come back with questions I can't answer." She looked at me with those impossible eyes. "You still watch the stars," she said. "You always did," I sighed. "Look, I don't know who you think I am, but Elias Trent, born on Earth, year 1991, researcher of stellar frequencies. You mapped the oscillations of Sigma Draconis before they even knew it had harmonics. You also loved black coffee and late nights. You once told me that stars were the universe's way of remembering itself." My throat tightened. That last line, I'd said it once. Years ago. "To no one. How do you know that?" I asked quietly. "Because," she said, smiling faintly, "you told me. Before the fall of Elira Prime, before you forgot who you were. Clear the memory. She stayed with me for days. The others never returned. She didn't eat. Didn't sleep. She just sat with me in the observatory, staring through the telescope like it was a window to somewhere she missed. When I asked where she came from, she said a place that doesn't exist anymore. When I asked what she wanted, she said you. I wanted to laugh, to dismiss it as madness. But something about her presence made laughter impossible. One night, during a meteor shower, she reached for my hand. Her touch was warm, too warm, and sent a shiver through my arm like an electric pulse. "Do you feel it?" she asked. I did. For a moment, images flickered in my head. Cities made of light, oceans that sang, a vast ship drifting between twin stars. I saw myself, someone who looked like me, but older, standing beside her, our hands touching as a planet burned below us. Then it was gone. "What? What was that?" I gasped. "Our bond," she said. "It's still there, buried in your human shell. You were once Kale Arian, commander of the Celestine fleet. My husband." I pulled my hand away. "No, that's impossible. Your species thinks reincarnation is a myth," she said softly. "But the universe is a recycler, Elias. It doesn't waste souls. It reuses them." The visitors. 3 days later, they came for her. Not the Air Force, not humans. The sky split open above the mountains, a silent fracture of light, and from it descended 3 beings made of energy and form. shifting between states like liquid geometry. I ran outside, shielding my eyes. Lyra stood in the clearing, calm as the beings surrounded her. "It's time," one of them said, its voice vibrating through the air rather than entering my ears. "I'm not leaving without him," she replied. "You cannot bring a mortal into the stream," said another. "His anchor is here." "He's not mortal," Lyra snapped. "He's Kale, he just doesn't remember." Their forms shimmered, communicating in pulses of color I didn't understand. Then they turned toward me. "He must choose," they said. "Memory or mortality? What does that mean?" I asked. "It means," Lyra said, tears glinting in her eyes, "if you remember who you were, you can come with me. But you'll lose everything here, your life, your identity, your humanity. And if I stay, then I'll vanish," she whispered. "Forever." The stream doesn't wait. The choice. The rational part of me screamed to run, to hide, to let whatever cosmic drama this was unfold without me. But my heart, my inexplicably aching heart, knew better. "Show me," I said. "Show me the truth." Lyra stepped forward, placing her hands on my temples. Her touch was gentle, trembling. The world dissolved. I was no longer Elias Trent. I was Kale Arian, standing on the bridge of a crystalline starship. I saw Lyra beside me, her uniform gleaming, her hand in mine as alarms blared around us. A war, an endless war, raged between galaxies. We made a choice to save what remained of our people by casting our consciousnesses across time and space into new lives. "I'll find you," she had said as the ship burned. "I'll wait," I had promised, and she did. For millennia, perhaps. When the vision ended, I fell to my knees, gasping. Lyra knelt beside me. "Now you remember," she said softly. Tears blurred my vision. "Yes, I do." "Then come with me." I looked back at the observatory, the chalkboards filled with formulas, the coffee cups still steaming, the photographs of my students. The quiet, imperfect beauty of Earth. I realized something then. Maybe I had been Kale Arian once. Maybe my soul had danced among the stars. But I was also Elias Trent, human, fragile, and deeply rooted in this small blue world. "I can't," I said. "I belong here now," Lyra's lips trembled. "Then this is goodbye. The farewell." The sky hummed as the beings prepared to take her. The air shimmered around her like heat rising from metal. I reached for her one last time. "Will I see you again?" She smiled, a smile filled with galaxies. "You always do. Every lifetime." Then she leaned forward and kissed me. It wasn't a human kiss. It was like touching the edge of creation, fire and starlight and grief. And when she pulled away, she whispered, "Remember me in your dreams." The light engulfed her, and she was gone. Only silence remained. The echo weeks passed. The crater cooled. The military lost interest. I tried to go back to normal. Lectures, research, the comforting monotony of data. But every night when I looked through the telescope, I saw it, a faint light in the distance, pulsing in a rhythm that matched a heartbeat. Hers. I began documenting it, calling it the Lyra Pulse, though officially it was cataloged as an unknown variable star. It flickered once every 42 seconds, a perfect, impossible pattern. Sometimes, late at night, I'd swear I heard her voice, soft, distant, "I'm still watching," and I'd whisper back, "So am I, 8. The second meeting, a year later, during a research conference in Geneva, I saw her again. She stood at the edge of the crowd, dark hair, silver eyes, same impossible calm. She looked younger, human this time, wearing a conference badge that read L. Rayner, Astrobiology Division. When our eyes met, she smiled. My heart stuttered. She walked up to me and said, "Dr. Trent, right? I've read your work on stellar harmonics. Fascinating stuff." I opened my mouth, but no words came out. She tilted her head. "Do I know you from somewhere?" I wanted to say yes. I wanted to say you were my wife across the stars, but instead I smiled and said, "Maybe in another life." She laughed, unaware of the weight in my voice. "Maybe." Then she was gone, vanishing into the crowd like starlight fading into dawn. The star that waits years have passed since then. I've grown older. My hair's gone gray. The observatory's been automated, my lectures fewer. But every night I still track the Lyra Pulse. It's brighter now, stronger, as if something on the other side is calling. Sometimes I wonder if death is just the next doorway, if when I step through it, I'll see her again, waiting among the stars, smiling that same impossible smile. Until then, I'll keep watching, because somewhere out there, in the quiet between galaxies, there's a woman who once looked at me and said, "That's my husband," and somehow, impossibly beautifully, she was right.